Oh boy, YouTube, what are we up to today? So, let's see if I can, there we go. Sorry, I'm playing with the GoPro right now. Oh, my ears just popped. This is the first time I can hear in a few days now. That's nice. Anyway, so I was in the process of rebuilding this motor. Yes, I know the floor is dirty. I've already flushed this motor out so many times, though. I know that this motor itself is clean and just about ready to be put back together. So, just to give you all a little run through on what I did to flush it out. I used automatic transmission fluid, which is good because I don't even know what that was for at all. And I mixed that with some gasoline, and then I redid it again with gasoline and oil and transmission fluid. I did it about 4 or 5 times now, and I also did it not just for the sake of it. I wanted to make sure that none of the seals were leaking, and none of them are. All of them are good. And I installed new crankshaft outer seals, so those seem nice and good. I've rotated it multiple times now, and for the past 3 flushes I've just ran 15W40 oil straight through it, just to really flush it out. And I've been rotating it and rotating it just to make sure any crud that was in there, it has been washed out at this point. So I think at this point, I think it's time to flush out whatever's left in here. We're gonna clean it up really good, and it's time to start rebuilding this thing. It's been apart for the better part of the whole year. I believe I got the go-kart in January. It is now September, and I am just getting around now to doing this. But don't worry, content is going to keep coming out. This is just the beginning of it. And the Can-Am needs new brake calipers and brake lines, because somehow water was getting into those lines. And we got the Cub Cadet project. We got a lot of projects coming around and making full circles. And that's how we end up with projects like that. It's just slow progress on them. You know, nothing's done overnight, but we are pushing through. And so let's go ahead. I'll mount you all on the tripod over here. There we go. So I'll show you all what I'm going to do. Pretty easy. We're going to pick her up. I don't see oil leaking from the case, which is good. Actually, I should really just make sure, for sure, that it's not leaking from the case. So we're actually going to clean up the outside of it, because I want to make sure that I don't have to actually crack the case in half. But honestly, it looks pretty good. I don't see any major leaks. The only leak I see is from where I was spinning it. Which, of course, I made a bit of a mess here, but if you don't make a mess during a project, did you really have a project? Yeah, no, she looks like she's holding really well. Alright, well, without further ado, and this is the last flush, so I'm spinning it so that if there's any material in there, the last of it's going to come out. I'll just let that drain for a little bit. around and you really want it to drain out, just like my ears just did. Gotta love the popping. Right over. Bear with me, YouTube. Bear with me. Alright. I even paused my music video I was watching. You guys always ask why I play so much music in the background of my YouTube videos. It's because I'm usually watching YouTube music videos. And we all know that'll get copyrighted real fast. So I'm going to remove all of these. I'm going to clean up every last thing. I really hope I have more of the videos, because I have videos of me tearing down this motor, but a lot of them are apart from each other because certain things took me a while to find. As you all know, the mail this past year has been rather slow, and if I mess up on buying something, then I gotta return it, then I gotta buy it again, another part or whatever, tool. One thing leads to another, and we're 9 months into this now. I had the heads done at my local body shop, my local machinist. That's another story. I was quoted, I believe it was $500 for the entire job, if I'm correct. And out of the blue, they were like, "Oh no, it was actually eight or 900." It was a lot of money, way over 500. Which 500 for a 440, I don't know. You can all fact check me on that, but I think you can find another snowmobile at that point for way less than $700 rebuild. But it is what it is. Won't be going back there again. You win some, you lose some. So we're going to clean her up real nice. Plus, it'll be nice to see this thing run again. This is for the Honda Odyssey go-kart that I have. And it's a super wide go-kart. I can already tell it's going to be a blast to rip around on. Remember, when you're cleaning it up, you want to make sure you don't get any material in the motor itself. Cleaning. In fact, we're even going to grab the air compressor. And we're going to blow it out a little bit. Just on the outsides here. motor, like so. Clean up any last debris. Should I get in here too? So I'm going to re-oil all this. Alright. Let's have this. Let's clean this up. Now I already have a backup if something happened to this motor, because I will not be rebuilding this motor again. And it probably would have been more fun to have done the other motor that I have, but this is more of a common motor, I want to say, in my opinion at least. And I prefer to do motors lately that are more YouTube friendly, I guess. I don't know, what's a good way to put it? I prefer to do motors that anyone can use. So we go like this. Alright, so we have our two. I'm going to actually use some of this oil that's in the motor. We're just going to dab our fingers in there. I should actually grab some, where's the oil? Oh, right here. I've had the best luck using this for some reason. Whenever I rebuild a motor, if I use this, I have no problems. It's 75 140 gear oil. Okay, put that in there. Our 75 140. Nice. We are doing pretty splendid so far, YouTube. So, grab the whole rebuild kit. I actually got these pistons for a really good deal. Kind of sad it took me this long to really get to this point. So there should be a marking. I don't remember taking photos of this before I took it apart, which I probably should have. Okay, give me 1 second, YouTube. Let me see if I can find some photos to jog my memory on which way was which. Alright, YouTube, so before I get too ahead of myself, thinking about which position is which, let's take a look at these rings. Let's be very careful, look at direction. So these are actually the same. Whenever you're putting piston rings on, you got to be a little extra careful. You do not want to hurt the piston. The last time I tried this, I think I broke the piston rings. Here we go. Looking good so far. Rebuilds are always so stressful. Let's lube that up a little bit. There we go. Again, that's exactly where we want it to stay. We'll wipe some of the excess off. I just want these pistons to really break in really well so that I don't have problems with them. Alright, here we go, piston number 2. Probably help if I put this down. There we go. There we go. Nice. And you can actually see where the pistons are going to sit. I'm going to move them around a little bit. Make sure they kind of settle into place. So we're going to just place this one like that for now, I guess. Why not? We'll grab this. And we'll just kind of leave it like that. I just don't want to mess with the piston too much, get them dirty, etc. So, alright, let's take a look at this piston. So here we go again. We got our 2 piston rings. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to oil it up just a little bit. And I want it to really get in the groove. It's also good for the piston because either way it's going to need oil, right, to actually slide into the chamber. Same with this one. I'm just going to stretch it right over. Remember, you got to do it gently though, so that you don't scratch the piston, and also so you don't break the piston rings. Alright, come on. Oh, there we go. Alright, so there's, it's going to come down one more. There we go. Right there. So nice and seated. We just got one more to go. Nice. Oh, she's a little stuck. So I will have to double check which way this has to face, because I actually don't remember. I had a bunch of pictures, but I recently got a new phone, YouTube, and a lot of that is gone. A lot of it is gone. I'm gonna grab a retainer here. And we'll put this, the new one out. Again, for some reason, I've had really good luck with this royal purple. But this isn't the only thing I've used. I've used, what else? 15W40. Okay. We'll leave it like that for now. Alright, YouTube, so I'm going to look up officially now which way these have to go. And that way I can get a better idea and not mess anything up. So stay tuned. Alright, YouTube, so we're just putting these gaskets on. Still haven't looked it up yet. This one backwards. At least I noticed it. Nice. So that lines up really well. Alright, so now comes the fun part of remembering which way all this went. Alright. Alright, YouTube, so after a pretty big bit of a brain fart there, I was correct with the way this is facing. Okay. Make sure. Nice. They look good. Okay, what's next? We gotta put the clips in. And this is gonna be pretty slow because it's been a while since I've done this, and I'm also sick, so it's probably not helping. Not destroy that. Not today. So basically what we're doing is we're carefully putting these clips in. Nice. And she is seated. So now we're going to push this over. Just like so. And we're going to get that side done. Nice, look at that. She is in, not going anywhere. So, I'm going to swap sides gently. Grab our clips. This. Put this clip in. Nice. Yep, she's solid. She's in now. Next step. We gotta get the heads on. So, seems like there's only one way it'll actually fit. But before we do that, and for this particularly, I grab some of my FL250. There we go. And we're just going to have this here. We're going to kind of soak the entire piston. Because we want these to go in nice and smoothly. And we're going to do the same to the other side as well. Nice. Not to the other side, to the cylinders. Oh, YouTube. What am I doing? Just so I can confirm. Yep, just like so. Remember, you want to make sure the exhaust port is facing the correct way as well. And grab some of that oil. You're just going to oil the whole inside of the cylinder. And I always use 15W40 and a clean finger. Especially towards the bottom here. You want to especially oil that up. Keep oiling it. Don't mind me walking away for a second. Just taking a look at the rest of the parts that I have to make sure I didn't miss anything, because I did order lots of new parts and none of them have really ever been used. So unscrew this. Alright, now comes the fun part. So, I think the easiest position is going to be just like so. And again, remember when you're aligning this, you must make sure that those rings are not stuck. Oh, oh boy. So you want them aligned as close to the middle as possible. Just like so. Just like so. Put this down for just a second. Let's take a look. Yeah, see, these are moving a lot easier than these are. This one's moving fine. I can use this just to pop it. There we go. Okay. For some reason, this one doesn't want to move too much. Oh, there we go. Just moving again. I almost wondered, did I mix those up? No, I'm just being paranoid now. These rings are just going to have to break in. Let me see how these look. Got them back in. Oh, there we go. There we go. She's going. She's going in. There we go. All right. gonna do is just to make this a little easier, a little oil right on the outside there. Nice. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Now let's get this one done. And we're getting there, YouTube. We are getting there. Now I'm motivated. She's being a little bit of a pain, but she did go in. It's funny too, because this is like one of the easiest motors to rebuild. It's like the most bare bone basic two-stroke, but here I am, I'm still scared. Probably because it's not cheap to rebuild motors. Everyone used to always say, two-strokes are so cheap. Not when you need to reline the cylinders, and then you can't find cylinders. And yeah. Alright. Do the same to this one. Very gently. In. Just give it a little nudge. There we go. Nice. Whew, yeah. She's looking mint, YouTube. She's looking minty. Everybody is dancing in the light. Now the next question is, well, first let's do this. Let's recoat the inside cylinders here, so that we're not squaring it up. Nice. Oh, YouTube, look at that. Ooh. Glad we're getting around to do this today. Otherwise we would have been waiting another few years. So I'm just cleaning up all the bolts. I'm going to look up whether or not to use any, what's the stuff? The Loctite. I don't know if I need to use Loctite on this or not, but I figured just to be safe I should probably look it up. So I don't know if that's a common problem with these where they come loose. Technically, if you do it correctly, it shouldn't come loose. But with this, there's no way to actually get a proper torque reading because of where the bolts are. So I want to do this as carefully as possible. I think my biggest goal for today is just about done. Pretty small goal, right? But when you're sick, a little bit harder to do anything. Not that that's an excuse, but away she goes. And then I want to clean up this entire bench. That's why I'm kind of glad I'm getting to this today, because I want to be able to go through this entire bench. But I was waiting to rebuild this first, or at least get far enough where I don't lose any of the parts that I had laying out for it. Nice. Just taking out some of the oil. Cleaning all these up. And for this being such an old motor, really good condition. So this is 0.01 over the pistons I put in, which required a special cylinder lining, because the insides of these cylinders are nickel plated, so they can't be bored out like a regular two-stroke. which probably explains why they lasted so long. As you can tell, that from what I saw, this thing has never been rebuilt. But now we got new seals. We're doing rather dapper. So hold on a second, YouTube. I'm gonna clean up a little bit, and we'll get right back to it. Alright, YouTube. By the way, part of the reason I'm doing a full video like this is because everyone doesn't like my music in the background that I always put. If I said that already, I'm sorry. I guess I'm repeating myself. So we're just going to put these washers and lock washers on. Get them ready. And from what I read online, you don't want to use super heavy thread locker. So I'm just going to use some medium duty, which should be plenty anyway. And I think I was missing a head bolt. Not the head bolts, the am I an extra? Oh no, it's right here. Okay. So I was missing all of the bolts for the top, but that's okay. I'll take care of it. We'll blow all the crud out of the threads here. From each one first. Again, with how much this rebuild cost, I don't want any mess up. And I'm doing most of the work. So I'm going to give each one just a dab. Oh. There's my scissor. Actually, not a scissor. I should be able to just use this. There we go. Nice. Again, we're taking our time with this. And there won't be any editing. I'm just going to throw all the clips together and call it a day. Don't make it easy. Just got the rear. The outsides are the easiest. They're nice and aligned. Nice. So at this point, we don't want anything getting in the motor, right? So I'm just gonna cover her. Oh, there we go. But before we do that, let's double check. Make sure she's still moving. Yeah, she sounds good. Alright. So, I believe it was a half that I had used. Let's see if I can find it now. That'll be the next task. So it wasn't a half. Hoping I can use one of these. Oh, that works. Does this fit in there? No. Okay. And we're not fully torquing them down just yet. We're torquing them down just enough so I can kind of get a feel. All right. I'm gonna zigzag it. Partially because I don't have any tools that can actually measure torque from a wrench, like so. So I'm kind of just going off feel and from what I remember a torque should be. Nice. Nice. Nice, okay. Nice. 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 There she is, YouTube. Heads are bolted. She's moving freely. Pistons are facing the exhaust. And she is looking, she's looking good. She's looking very good. So, I will catch you all up as I continue on my engine rebuild in Denver here, and stay tuned. Diesel Jim Peters signing out for now. Alright, YouTube. She's done. I'm running out of time because my battery's about to die again. But she is done. Take a look. Needs the carbs and the exhaust put back on it. Me to finish the welds, and that thing's going to be driving. Fingers crossed. Let's see. See you all tomorrow, YouTube.